Yeah, I know what you think. The Steam Deck is just not worth it anymore due to the price hikes, and it's also a 4-year-old device now. Either way, it's one gadget I've never regretted buying, cause it's still an amazing device. Let me show you why. Hey everyone! So a few months ago I bought the Steam Deck here, just to see if it's really that impressive as it seems. And I can say that's true.
Well, the Steam Deck was released in February of 2022. Depending on how much storage you wanted, it was available starting at $419 for the 64GB model. Or for a higher price, there was also the Steam Deck with 256GB of storage for $549 or 512GB of storage for $679. Today there's also a model with an OLED display and either 512GB of storage or even a terabyte of storage if you really want to go all out. I have the 512GB model with an LCD display here because I figured that would be enough for me now.
And now I'm actually kind of glad that I went for the 512GB model here, because I've downloaded like 18 games on it, which already takes up about 400GB. Ugh. Another plus from Valve is that the 512GB model here has an anti-glare screen, so that reflections are minimized on it. But there's another catch.
The display on the Steam Deck is a 7-inch screen with a resolution of 1280 by 800 pixels and a refresh rate of 60Hz. It sounds like HD ready and is outdated for 2022, but it's perfectly fine given its size. And the Switch One, which would be its main competitor, also only has an HD display, not Full HD. And while the brightness of 500 nits is higher than on the Switch, it's simply too dim in direct sunlight, at least on my LCD model. The OLED model of the Steam Deck can reach up to 1000 nits, which would almost match my MacBook Pro. At least if you connect the Steam Deck to a monitor, you can squeeze out 4K resolution. Here in Mirror's Edge, I actually managed to get 4K at a good frame rate. Yeah, I know it's a game from 2008, but still. In general, all the games in my Steam library run well, even though almost none of them are actually verified for the Steam Deck.
And we shouldn't forget that the Steam Deck is powered by an AMD APU. It also features a Zen 2 architecture, just like the PlayStation 5 or the Ryzen 3000 or 4000 series of CPUs for the PC. And the Steam Deck graphics unit is an RDNA 2, just like the one in the PS5.
So you really have to wonder if the Steam Deck isn't just a PS5 made portable. Well, it's not quite that simple. The PS5 had more cores for both the CPU and the GPU, and besides the PS5 is a home console where power consumption isn't as critical as it is for a handheld. Let's not forget that Valve has made it possible to take your Steam games with you on the go. And I'm sure many of you have a bigger Steam library than I do here, but being able to play all your PC games on the go is just awesome. Or hey, on the couch, in the bed, in the kitchen, or the balcony, or anywhere else. It's all possible.
I just think that's pretty awesome, because I'm a laptop guy these days and I'm not always at my desk and I'm always taking my laptop with me from place to place. Yeah, and I know you're going to complain that this has actually been possible with the Switch since 2017.
Nintendo pioneered the hybrid concept with the Switch, and now all manufacturers are trying to come up with their own versions. Asus has the Ally, Lenovo has a handheld, and even MSI has a handheld as well. The Steam Deck would be the weakest of the handhelds, excluding Nintendo here, but Valve has done something different with the Steam Deck compared to the rest. Valve has revived SteamOS, which is based on Linux and gives the console a performance boost. Also, handhelds run Windows 11, which we all know isn't known for running efficiently on mobile devices. SteamOS on the Steam Deck runs smoothly, stable, and there's even a desktop mode that lets you use the Steam Deck as a regular computer.
Well, a Linux computer straight from the manufacturer is really something else that nobody tries. But to be honest, I didn't figure out why to use the desktop mode on Steam Deck for what use it could be. Either way, the Steam Deck is not a desktop computer, but a gaming device for literally everyone.
You can really tell that the Steam Deck is designed for both people who just want to play a few games on it or for tinkerers. Seriously, while you're playing, you can view data that resembles the Windows Task Manager along with lots of other little options. And according to iFixit, the Steam Deck is also a very repair-friendly device, and parts are coming directly from the manufacturer. Valve has also done a really good job with the overall feel of the device. The Steam Deck fits very comfortably in your hands, is lightweight and doesn't feel cheap at all. The only thing that always worries me about using PC games for the controller is when a mouse or keyboard is needed or would be better with it. Valve solved this by including small trackpads on both sides that allow for mouse input, or you can just plug in an external mouse or keyboard, but when do you actually have one with you on the go?
Well, I've gone a bit about the Steam Deck stuff, and now you can see it's an amazing device. It's really something different that no other manufacturer tried making.
It's perfect for people who just want to play their Steam games on the go, but still have a desktop computer at home. Or like me here with my MacBook, while you can play a few games on it now thanks to compatibility with the ARM architecture, Apple is already sending me notifications that x86 apps won't work much longer. And that's a shame because half of my Steam games aren't compatible with the Mac, and for the other half that is, it's questionable whether they'll run on an M series Mac. Sure, I could get a Windows 11 computer and that would solve the problem, but I'm sick and tired of Windows. That's why the Steam Deck with SteamOS, which runs on Linux, is the best option for me. I can take it anywhere, plug it in anytime, anywhere. It really feels a bit like a good gaming computer with Linux pre-installed, where I don't feel excluded by the manufacturer. And if something ever goes wrong with the Steam Deck, I can fix it myself.
These days there are very few niche manufacturers that let you tinker with the hardware yourself, and Valve actually lets you do all that, something I honestly wouldn't have expected. And something else I haven't experienced yet, Valve support is supposed to be very customer friendly, which makes Valve a really likable company in my eyes. Or what do you think? If you like this video, you should support me with a subscription and a thumbs up. Here you can find my latest video, and here you can find a video about what made the PS3 so powerful. And that's all from me, and then I say we'll see us.